Good morning, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I am Nicole for those of you who are just joining me, and for those of you that are returning, welcome back as always. This is going to be a bonus reading for the sign of Cancer. You guys have had the most views here recently, and I appreciate your love and support, and it's just a quick way of saying thank you for that. I'm going to go ahead and do some sacred geometry and then a 3-card pull just to kind of touch base with your energies right now in mid-October. And then I'm going to get some more of the other signs out for October as well, or mid-October already, right? It's hard to believe we're already there. This year is zooming by. So Cancer, thank you so very much for your love and support. It really does help the channel circulate, and the more you share, the more you subscribe, the more you like, it helps get those videos out there, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So this will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus as well. Cross watchers, if this is for you, welcome to the channel as well. If that is your thing, please feel free to do so. So for the sign of Cancer as a bonus, and if you hear chaos in the background, my cat is on it this morning. So you may hear toys, you may hear chaos, you may hear bells. Who knows with him? All right, so sacral chakra in 16 is conception. The bottom is underneath that is the root chakra. So I'm going to read these off to you and we're going to get right into it. Sacral chakra, and there he goes. Can you hear him? The sacral chakra. The frequency of sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance into our lives. 16, conception, breaks down to a 7. This frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of the space and what we can manifest through our own focus, awareness, and intention. I kind of want to say to you, what are you doing right now? And then that root, we know that the root is that of the basis of our spine, and it is what connects us to Mother Earth or Gaia as well. And I'm going to read the card. It stimulates our passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies and as well as in the physical world. So with that, I don't know why, but those two stand out to me as a need. The conception of life is the root chakra, the sacral chakra. I would also say if you're not trying to conceive at this time, please be cautious of that as well. And just as a little side note there, Cancer, I would like to tell you as well that, you know, that focus and awareness I feel is very important at this time. Are you aware of where you are? Are you aware of your desires? Are you aware of your stability? Are you aware of what is going on within you? You know, in that root and the sacral, that is part of our external world, you know, our stability, our foundations, where we are, where we're going, what keeps us comfortable in life, what keeps us moving in life, where are we grounded and rooted to. The sacral chakra, our desires as well. And this is in many ways, you know, it pertains to our emotions, it pertains to our desires, to our sensuality, and many things to the external world again as well. What are you giving life to at this time is what I want to kind of ask. So pay attention to that at this time as well. I think we're going to go ahead and do the energy oracle for your 3 cards. Let's see what's happening, right? All right, Spirit for Cancer, mid-October. It's a bonus, please. Cancer, mid-October. Cancer, mid-October. So I am the sun and storm warning. Let's see. Those can be tower moments, the world and the sun. I'm hearing the need to come out on top from Spirit. I don't know. Let's touch base. Let's see. That second chakra, that sacral chakra, came out again. Adjacent possibilities. And then the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, which is our crown, but the third eye is coming out in reverse as the underlying energy. Okay. Cancer. Are you being driven by your desires rather than what you need to stay stabilized and grounded. Your intuition, I do believe, is speaking to you at this time, but you're not seeing something. You're missing some key components here. You may have multiple avenues of opportunity, or multiple doors. You could go down the rabbit hole. You could open up doors to opportunity. You may be able to open up doors to elevation as well. But I feel like with that second chakra, that sacral chakra, and we have Archangel Ariel there, you know, I pulled 4 cards from this deck. 3 of them are chakra related. And then it's like, what are you going, that adjacent possibility says, what are you doing with that? What are you going to do with that? You've got some serious choices to be made here, that I feel like they're requiring some change on your behalf. You got 9, 6, and 5. 9, 6, and 5, and then the 4 in reverse. And that 4 to me is always very signifying as a reader. For me particular, I'm sure everybody does it differently, of that root. Because it is our foundational energy, right? I always think of the 4 of Wands with those 4 pillars in the traditional tarot deck. Those pillars have to be strong and sturdy, and then we're able to build around that and build upward from that space. And when that 4 is coming out in that reverse, to me, is signifying that the foundations that you're creating may be on a little bit of shaky ground. You may be running solely off a desire to get to where you want to be, and you have to ask yourself in those moments and slow down and process, how is that working out to your benefit? Because we can always have desires, but are we taking quick action into things that may not be serving of our higher good? I'm gonna go ahead, let's do some clarifying for you guys. I think I'm gonna use the Gilded Tarot for this. Use my mini deck. Okay. Excuse me. Gilded Tarot. All right. So let's clarify that 6th chakra that's in reverse. Ooh, did you see that popped out? I don't know if you've seen that on the camera or not. 6th chakra. There's another one for Cancer, please. I talked about that 4 of Wands, right? That stable foundations. There it is. And that's what I said, that 4 in reverse. That's what I seen, that root chakra. Page of Swords. Yeah. So you got the Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the 4 of Wands. You may be holding back and reserving some space. You know, those pages, to me, they tend to you're looking, I'm going to say you're looking at a sense of, you may be dealing with children at this time as well. And the 4 of Swords on, you know, get the 4 of Wands underneath, the 4 of Swords underneath, the 4 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Page of Swords with that number 40, 6th chakra, the perception. You're missing something. You're absolutely missing something here. And I do believe that pertains to family, root connections, how you're seeing things, the way they balance out, the way they need to balance out for you. But those pages, some of you may be dealing with children. I feel like there's a few people in this situation with you that are being very reserved in their energy as well. To me, it's somebody's hanging on to what they think is stability. The Page of Swords, you know, he comes in with information. He is younger though, and he may not have a complete understanding of the world around him or how to reach this 4 of Wands kind of energy. There's a need to transform some situations. Again, some fertility there with those rabbits. So I would be cautious again if you're not wanting children, because there's a potential for that right now. That 4 of Swords tells me there's a need to slow down. There's a need to slow down and take heed of what it is that you're missing, because this third eye that's in the reverse position, you know, we have to be able to see things from another perspective. Kind of reminds me of Hangman energy as well. You know, we're not meant just to see with our physical eyes, but in the spiritual world, we see with that third eye, because that there gives us the greatest clarity, I think, than anything else. And I feel like with these pages here, that there is some immature energy dealing with children as well. That may be difficult at this time too. So, and to me, it's also about making some choices again that are sitting there. Let's see what else comes up. I'm curious to see what's transpiring here. So with the second chakra, you see these cards, they are just fine. Yeah. 3 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like for some of you, you're taking a loss. You may be coming off as well-grounded, and then, yeah, you've got the 5 of Swords that came out as I was, the way it splits off for me, the way I pick them up anyhow. You've got the 5 of Swords sitting there. Are you, oh golly, I want to say, are you creating deception? Are you, I feel like this is self-sabotaging energy, honestly. This energy to me is very chaotic, and it's kind of funny, like thinking about the cat when I first opened the video here, that he was zooming around the house, a little bit of chaos with him. And now I'm looking at this, and this 3 of Swords, this heartbreak, this pain. It's attached to what you were building, what you were creating for yourself. You may be in a position right now where you're starting to try to reserve, whether it's money, materials, things of that nature, coming off as being more stable and grounded, but I don't feel like you're being honest with yourself at this time with that 5 of Swords. It could be a little bit of a win at all costs kind of thing. Make sure you're coming from a higher space of integrity, Spirit is saying as well. So be very mindful of that. You may be fighting for position at this time too, but I also kind of want to say, I feel like you're fighting with position for yourself, with yourself. It may be time to reassess and re-examine what is going on around you. So adjacent possibilities. 10 of Cups. Queen of Swords. 5 of Cups. Spirit saying you already knew better. There has been for some time, and then you've got, I talked about the Hangman, what's underneath there. Hangman, 2 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. Hanging on to something, again, needing that different perspective, as I've talked about this entire reading. The 10 of the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the 5 of Cups. To me, there's been that potential with that adjacent possibility. There's been that potential for that 10 of Cups, but I also feel like this energy is a bit as if she knows how to get to where she's got to be. She knows, he or she, whatever, you know, we know no gender in tarot, right? It's all the same. But she knows how to get to these things. But instead she's finding herself in a pain or in a space of this 5 of Cups, because I feel like there were a few roads that were taken. May have been some quick action that was attached to this. There goes the cat. Sorry. There may have been some quick action that occurred. You've got the power, and this is what I'm gonna get. You've got this knowing about you. You have this intellectual aspect in the real world that I feel as if you're handling this from a space of logic rather than the heart space. You're not checking in with your emotions at this time. I have what, 1, 2, I have 2 cups, a 5 and a 10. I kind of talked about that today in the daily reading as well, where you're not being real with what it is that you are, I almost want to say what you're losing, the way this is coming across to me. It's like one bright idea after another, but what are you seeing through? You know, what are you seeing to the finish line? What are you seeing as you get to where you've got to go? But because I kind of feel like maybe a lot of false starts in projects, ideas, whims of different things, and it's leading you into this 5 of Cups kind of energy. So I would slow down whatever it is that you're doing. So this intuition, the Lovers. Spirit is saying it's time to start talking to your guides again. So if you found yourself a little disconnected from the spiritual side of things, speaking with your angels, your guides, you know, they have the book of knowledge more than anybody. They know what it is that we need to do. They will guide us take us where it is that we need to go if we're willing to listen. And that may be part of that third eye in the reverse, that we're not listening to our intuition at this time. You have some choices. You're manifesting, right? But I also feel like that Knight of Wands, yeah, you've got the Seven of Swords, the Two of Wands underneath there, the Lovers, the Magician, Knight of Wands with that crown chakra. You have a choice. It's like, do I listen to my guides or do I manifest what I want? And you may be taking some, and I talked a little bit about this, and then the Knight of Wands comes out, which is signifying to me how he comes in with great speed. He really does. Like, he just very, like, this is just the way that it's going to be, and I'm going to move through this. But you're coming to a space of this Two of Wands, and we talked about that adjacent possibilities earlier, same thing. There's multiple doors. You know, each door is going to hold something different for you. This is all going to be different for each of you, as to what it is that is going to serve your highest good, your greater potential. The conception of ideas. I feel like, again, you've had a lot of thoughts, a lot of maybe false starts, or the idea that you have, you know, 7 different choices, because this adjacent possibilities reminds me of the Seven of Cups energy. You've got various choices, but are you picking the best one? What are you missing? What are you not seeing through this situation? You may have done a lot of manifesting in the past with this Magician sitting here, and taking action, but I feel like there's a need to slow down, pull the reins back a little bit, because you're at this point where there's a crossroads, and it's a Seven of Swords, and I feel like you're trying to take the easy way out. You know, again, Cancer, this could be for you, this could be for the cross watcher reverse roles, that applies for each of you. But I feel like you're trying to make a quick decision to get out of something. And at that point, you know, are we discerning it apparently? King of Wands, King of Cups for some of you, and then the Knight of Swords. You may have other suitors too, if this is pertaining to love. You may have other suitors for some of you, you know, trying to choose between 2 people as well at this time. Because these to me are definitely signifying of somebody else, and it's kind of leaving you in a space of you're not real sure what to do. So let's see if there's any extra messages. What does Cancer need to focus on at this time? What does Cancer need to focus on at this time? High Priestess and the Strength. Again, it's time to follow your intuition. That to me is that Crown Chakra card. We need to listen. We need to be listening to the guidance that we're being given at this time. Nine of Pentacles, Father of Cups, the Empress, yeah, Four of Wands, the High Priestess. Nine of Pentacles, Father of Cups, and the Empress. You're being asked to move into this Empress status. You know, you've created perhaps a nest egg, but now it's also time to nurture it. You know, you look at the Empress. She is a nurturer. She's a giver of life. And again, I'm going to go back to, if you're not trying to have children at this time, please be cautious. She is fertile, right? She is fertile. She is the beginning. She is the nurturer. She is the giver. She is vibrant and seductive and all these other things. And that Father of Cups, you know, somebody may be coming in looking at you in that sense as well, because it's Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as well, or specifically Scorpio. Somebody may be coming in trying to give you, you know, various avenues of love and reminding you of this nest that you've created. There you go, you know. But that's what you should be nurturing at this time. Spirit is saying that is what you need to nurture. But I also feel like I get some Leo there, the Two of Swords, the High Priestess. I really feel like there's a need for the heart and the head to get on the same page, because I feel like you're willing to take a chance and be courageous in a lot of ways, but then I feel like it's in competition with your higher knowing, your higher knowledge of what your guides are asking you to do at this time. And there we got that Two of Swords, trying to make a logical decision, not sure which way to go. Knowing that either way you might end up getting burnt in the long run. You've got 2-2 there as well. But you need to gain some clarity through this. And those adjacent possibilities, again, goes back to choices, right? Which avenue are you going to take? But I also want to say that whatever avenue you decide to take, understand that whatever this slight upheaval was in the past or is right now, whatever, timing is fluid. Did you truly take off with the fruits of your labor? Did you gain what it is that you needed? I think you've got a lot of desire. I think there's a need to see things through, because you've got that Five of Cups sitting there with the Queen of Swords, and maybe being disappointed with some of the decisions that you've made in the past. So it's time to get very clear about how it is you're doing things and why you're doing things the way you are. The desire, there's a lot of desire there. It's a beautiful, beautiful space to be in, to have all that desire. But, it's like when we nurture something, if we're constantly multitasking, we're not giving full attention to any one thing in particular. We've got our energy very scattered out, and it's time to kind of hone in on what it is that you need to, it's almost like kind of making like a checklist and going, this is priority 1, this is priority 2, this is priority 3, and making sure that you're working through the things that you need to, because again, I feel like you're missing some key component of that, that all-knowing, the all-seeing of that third eye. So I would meditate on that third eye. I would ask your guides to come back in. I would slow down the pace, because I feel like there's a lot of, you got a lot of knights and a lot of pages here. Don't do things the same way that you've always done them. Pages continuously do the same thing over and over again, in my opinion, because they're young. They take a longer time to learn the lessons. So I would be aware of that. Don't repeat lessons, don't repeat patterns, because there is this beautiful potential of things that can be very beautiful for you. Make sure you're standing in that space and taking all that on, that's going to work to your higher well-being. So, all right, Cancer, I hope this video resonated for you. Thank you again for all of the views through the first part of October. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you found that this reading was helpful to you in some way. If you guys found that it did, please hit that like button. That helps me, and it's going to help you guys in the future. I'm hoping to do more of these kind of videos. Just a quick check-in or a bonus reading for you all, as accordingly to the views and stuff like that. I am available for personal readings on a limited basis, and that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I wish you guys a great mid-month of October. We'll get your next video out probably closer to November. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, I hope you guys stay well and make good choices. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.